All right, let's cut across and get you the latest visuals right now coming in of the bilateral visit between India and Thailand. The Prime Minister was in Bangkok today. Listen in.
Department of Thailand and Mr. Vikram BC, Foreign Secretary, Minister of External Affairs of India. Please proceed to the position. The first document is Memorandum of Understanding between National Small Industries Corporation Limited of the Republic of India and Office of Small and Medium Enterprises Promotion of the Kingdom of Thailand, exchanged by Ms. Panita Chinawat, Deputy Director General, Acting Director General of Small and Medium Enterprises Promotion of Thailand, and Mr. P. Kumaran, Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs of India. Please proceed to the position. Please exchange the document. The fifth document is Memorandum of Understanding between the Ministry of Development of Northeastern Region of the Republic of India and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Thailand on cooperation in artisanal craft and development of artisanal communities, exchanged by Mr. Julawat Narinkarangu, Director General of Thailand International Cooperation Agency, and Mr. P. Kumara, Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs of India. Please proceed to the position. Please exchange the document. The sixth document is Memorandum of Understanding between the Northeastern Handicraft and Handlooms Development Cooperation Limited of India and Creative Economy Agency of Thailand, exchanged by Mr. Pishit Virankabu.
All right, cutting across to my colleague Shashank Mattu, who's joining us for more on these visuals that are streaming in. Prime Minister at the BIMSTEC Summit. Grand welcome in Thailand. From here, he's going to make his way to Sri Lanka. But Shashank Mattu, I would reckon all eyes will only be on that one question on will the Prime Minister come face to, or when he does come face to face with Mohammad Yunus, the chief advisor in Bangladesh, what will transpire, especially after the kind of comments that have come in from the chief advisor of Bangladesh?
Right. It's not been an easy relationship over the last couple of months between the Indian and Bangladesh governments. And finally, there's been this high-level meeting, or expected to be, between Mohammad Yunus and Prime Minister Modi. It comes, of course, at a time when Pakistan and China have been making serious overtures to Mohammad Yunus. In fact, Mohammad Yunus is just coming off the back of a major visit to China. So there could be a sense that the two leaders will sit down next to each other, convey their respective concerns about the tensions that have plagued the bilateral relationship really since the fall of Sheikh Hasina's government. India will have the chance to present its concerns. Bangladesh will have its concerns that it will bring up. And the idea is that both sides will want to return to something resembling a normalized relationship that has not had the kind of tensions that we've seen over the last couple of weeks. It's in the interest of both countries because there's a very expansive agenda on trade, on technology, on connectivity that India wants to push with Bangladesh. But because of these political tensions, things have not been able to move forward as well as India would like. So it's in the interest of both sides that this meeting between Prime Minister Modi and Mohammed Yunus goes off well.
But, Shashank, the other, area of importance would also be the possibility of his meeting with the Kathmandu Prime Minister, KP Sharma Oli, because even where, Nepal is concerned, the kind of commentary coming in hasn't been very friendly where India is concerned. And India has always had very, very friendly relations, with Nepal. Nepal, Bangladesh would be, I would reckon, the two key points on which possibly India would want to focus on.
Absolutely. In fact, the Nepal relationship, as you rightly said, is also one where there has been some tension, especially with KP Sharma Oli as Prime Minister. Remember, the tensions go back to Oli's previous term as Prime Minister when he was in the saddle when Nepal raised a number of issues regarding territorial disputes with India, and that caused a significant amount of anti-India sentiment in Nepal. The Prime Minister, of course, the Indian side has not forgotten that. There are also questions about KP Sharma Oli's ties to China. And that has caused some serious tensions in the relationship. We had the foreign minister of Nepal in India just a little while back. And of course, a part of the conversation there was this push for a bilateral meeting between Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Oli. So it seems that if that meeting goes through, that again, another opportunity to normalize a relationship that has seen some tension in the last couple of weeks and months.
Shashank, would you want to throw some light? The last time, the BIMSTEC Summit had taken place it was virtually, and before that, I would reckon it was 2018 when the countries met last where the BIMSTEC Summit is concerned. What can we expect?
Well, absolutely. So one of the key things that the BIMSTEC the summit is always focused on is improving cooperation in terms of connectivity and bringing the economies of these countries closer together. This meeting could not have happened at a better time because we're talking on a day where almost every country in the room in BIMSTEC has been hit by Donald Trump's tariffs. And the sense is that all these countries are going to have to look at each other and say, look, we need to start doing a lot more trade with each other. South Asia and Southeast Asia are not nearly as connected economically as they need to be, among the least interconnected regions of the world, economically speaking. And the fact is that they're right next to each other. So, of course, there are a number of key initiatives that India would like to push. One is, of course, the India-Myanmar-Thailand trilateral highway. It's been sidelined because of the civil war that's happened in Myanmar over the last couple of years. But that's one of those projects that India really wants to push. It understands that it cannot grow if it does not tap into the South Asian market as well as the market of the other BIMSTEC countries. So Donald Trump's tariffs, again, will, I think, discipline and focus the mind of all the leaders who are assembling.
Did India have a strategy at all? Because we were expecting the kind of tariff to be slapped on India. But, on a larger question, is there a plan, Shashank, to maybe build an access where Southeast Asia is concerned and maybe absorb some of the impact of that tariff?
Right. Look, I'd be very surprised if that is a conversation that India is not already having with a lot of countries. I think the major impact of these Trump tariffs will be that a number of countries will look at each other and say, how can we deepen trade with each other? With Southeast Asia, of course, India does have the India-ASEAN Free Trade Agreement. India has been pushing for a review of that over the last couple of years. That conversation is going on at the same time as well. There are a number of other countries that India wants to sign trade agreements with, deepen those relationships with. And I think that, again, as you were mentioning, that is part of the plan, that long term, while India may, of course, have a tactical response to the Trump tariffs, ultimately the idea is that a large number of regional economies are going to have to say, the American market is not going to be as open as it used to be. We're going to have to do a lot more business with each other. We can only rely on each other. And that's going to be the impetus at the BIMSTEC Summit as well.
All right. Appreciate you joining us. We're going to come back to you for more updates. With that, I'm going to go into a quick break. But on the other side, we are going to focus on that 27% reciprocal tariff that has been slapped by the United States of America on India. But one of those points will be a big factor of discussion at the BIMSTEC Summit, where the Prime Minister and the External Affairs Minister are attending, possibly trying to build an access where Southeast Asia is concerned to absorb the financial impact on the economy of the nations here, because India is not the only country in Southeast Asia which has been slapped by tariffs such as this. Countries like Thailand are actually facing tariffs way over what India has been slapped with.